Thank you for tuning in to Mr. Cliff's Toy Shop. On today's review, we take a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Shield 2-pack. Today I'll be reviewing these figures in the following categories: accessories, articulation, design. Are they essential to your collection, functionality, and price? Once those scores are totaled, I'll give you my opinion if these two figures are a pass or a purchase. So the figures come out of the box in a package like this. Let's get them out and take a look at what they come with. So for accessories, you really get a nice spread. We have 6 weapons in total. Let's take a look at the first one. I do like this red barrel that's painted. Jumping into the second weapon, also pretty cool. No paint on any of these, but I guess that's what you come to expect with Marvel Legends. Quick look at this one. This is the one that I'm really disappointed that there's no paint. Like, the shells on the side really should have been painted. And maybe I'll take out the time to do so. And you get 2 pistols. You receive 3 interchangeable heads. And this is the main reason that I bought this set, was to have some of these different heads. I thought that this was... Not sure if the original one came with a black character. Thought it was the same scope, but this is different from whatever head I have in my mind. Maybe I just popped on an old T'Challa head. And then you get 3 pair of hands. So for the accessories, pretty cool. I do wish that we would have had larger weapons, like a bazooka, for example, and perhaps some smaller weapons like daggers or grenades. So for overall accessories, I'm going to go ahead and give this 2-pack an 8 out of 10. So for articulation, I think this body is a bit outdated, but hey. So for the head, you're able to lift up that far. It's able to come all the way down. It does rotate, and no pivot. For the arm itself, it's able to kick out to the side that much. It does rotate. You do have an upper bicep cut. The elbows are double jointed, bending in about that much. The wrists are on a hinge. Oh, it's actually on a vertical hinge. Okay, good to know. So with the torso, it's able to crunch forward that much, backwards that much, does rotate, no pivot. The leg goes out to the side that much, kicks forward that much, backwards that much. You do have upper rotation, upper thigh cut. Next point of rotation is at the boot. Knees are double jointed, bending in about that much. The feet are very stiff. This needs to be heated up, so it does go back that much, forward that much, and you get a good amount of pivot. So for overall articulation, I give this figure an 8 out of 10. So for design, I think Hasbro did a pretty good job here. The suit is one color, particularly as it should be, and the attachments are white. Now, one part that I would like to see change, to where we see the gloves, I would like for that part to be sculpted. And with Hasbro now, with the pinless joints, now seeing those pins really turned me off a bit. But the patch here is relatively clean. The whites are very bright. Even the whites that's painted over, like this is painted clearly over the blue. There may be some seepage coming out, but for the most part, it is pretty clean. So for overall design, I'm going to go ahead and give this figure an 8 out of 10. So is the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents essential to your collection? Well, let's give a little bit of history. So S.H.I.E.L.D. was first introduced in Marvel in 1965 as this anti-terrorist group. Nick Fury, who we come to learn later as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents would later come along as simply soldiers for S.H.I.E.L.D. So as far as toy options, we're just going to focus on Marvel Legends because this figure is simply a reissue. This was released a few years back, maybe several years back. Didn't come with all of the different head sculpts, but was pretty accessible. And I have about 15 or 20 of these figures, not including the new 2. So as far as toy options, yeah, you have options for these guys. So as far as being essential to your collection, I'm going to go ahead and give this S.H.I.E.L.D. agent a 6 out of 10. So for functionality, let's start with the stand test. The legs on both of the figures, let's grab the other, are warped, preventing the figures from standing, so I will have to apply heat to these. So this does not pass the stand test. Now, just looking at the overall anatomy, the body is a bit antiquated. There's no butterfly joint. We have no pivoting in the waist. I am happy, however, that we do have a vertical hinge on the hand, which the Skrull Army Builder does not have. So let's go ahead and try some of the different head sculpts. Easy enough to pop off. Popping the others on. Yeah, these are very tight. All right, so here we are with one head on. Here we are with the second head on. And here we are with the final head on. You're certainly going to have to heat these heads up. They're very tight to get on. And as I'm pushing them, I'm not getting that popping sound. So the figures do have an holster, and the smaller pistol is able to fit inside. I think they're the same pistol, so yeah, both are able to fit inside. As far as for the weapons fitting in hand, we're going to go ahead and start with this one. That fits easy enough, and with the vertical hinge, you can get the hand to go up or down. So yeah, no problem. Well, maybe this one is going to be the problem. All right, so you are able to get him to hold this. Just make sure that you put the hand in between here to get him to hold the grip. So I'm surprised with the overlays, such as the pouches. They really do not get in the way. This is a floating piece, so it does rise up and down some. And this moves a lot. A little bit annoying, but something that I may glue right here around the hip, or you can lift it if you want. It does hide that seam right here. So the weapons work pretty well with the figure. It is annoying that he does not stand. Now the body I mentioned is a bit antiquated, so the lack of butterfly joints and pivoting limits the figure a little bit, but aside from that, it's fine. So for overall functionality, I'm going to go ahead and give this figure an 8 out of 10. So for pricing, this 2-pack comes in at $33 if I'm not mistaken. Add in taxes, add in shipping. You're looking at a price point of roughly $36. So now these two figures worth the price of admission? So let's see what they come with. In terms of accessories, you receive a pretty nice spread. You have 6 weapons in total. You do receive 3 pair of hands and 3 interchangeable head sculpts. As mentioned earlier, I would have liked to see some larger accessories and smaller accessories included in this pack. But for the price, what you're getting, Army figures for roughly $16.50 each, considering the price of Marvel Legends now. For overall pricing, I'm going to give this 2-pack a 10 out of 10. That should give this set an overall clip score of 48 out of 60. So now, is this pack a pass or a purchase? That strongly depends if you have these figures already. And if you have these figures already in your collection like I do, then I have to say that this is more than likely a pass. So let's go ahead and do a few comparisons, only a few because I don't want to keep holding this figure up. Let's go ahead and add in Joe Fixit. I'm looking for the arms if anyone is selling. Let's add in Acosta. And let's add in the Skrull Army Builder. Yeah, these should fit nicely in your display together if you have them fighting each other anyway. So thank you for tuning in to Mr. Cliff's Toy Shop. I hope to see you during the next review.